Quiet deportations, the 10 nationalities being kicked out of America right now. Have you checked your inbox lately? If you're an immigrant in America, that email could be more than just spam. It could be a one-way ticket out. Across the country, from Uber drivers in Houston to college students in Vermont, people are waking up to notices that say, "You're being removed." While some have committed serious crimes, a growing number of people are being targeted for overstaying visas, or for having no criminal record at all. But here's what almost no one is talking about: quiet deportations are now targeting people from countries you wouldn't expect, in ways the media barely mentions. Trump's second-term immigration machine is running faster and colder than ever. These are 10 nationalities being kicked out of America right now. Number 10, Mexico. Did your cousin just disappear from his job at a warehouse in Phoenix? You're not alone. In 2025, countless Mexican nationals, some with years of steady work and clean records, are being told, it's time to go. No warning, no hearing, just a knock on the door and a flight out. But here's where it gets even more unsettling. Some weren't even sent back to Mexico. They were initially headed to Libya or South Sudan under new third-country deals. Deportation has become a bureaucratic shell game. Most of these people aren't criminals, they're long-time residents, parents, and workers whose kids are still in school and whose taxes are filed. But none of that seems to matter anymore. Number 9, Laos. Imagine being sent to a country you've never even visited. That's the reality for many Lao immigrants in 2025. Some were born in Thai refugee camps, raised in U.S. suburbs, and now, they're being told to go back to a place that was never theirs. ICE is pushing quiet deportations to Laos under emergency removal policies, and most people don't even realize it's happening. One minute you're working a night shift in Minnesota, the next you're on a plane with 6 hours notice. The reason? Overstayed papers or a missed renewal. Only a small number had criminal issues, the rest were ordinary people caught in extraordinary policies. Number 8, Colombia. Have you ever heard of being paid to leave the country you've called home for years? In 2025, over 60 immigrants, many of them Colombian, boarded a U.S. government flight back to South America under Project Homecoming. Each got $1,000 to leave voluntarily. But that's just the surface. More than 2,000 Colombians have already been deported this year, many with no time to appeal, no notice to prepare, and no real support back home. And if you think that's intense, the flights themselves are a different story, with shackled wrists and no access to medicine. Some of those deported had lived in the U.S. for over a decade, blending into communities. Then, boom, they were out, quietly, relentlessly, and without a second chance. Number 7, Venezuela. If you're Venezuelan in the U.S. in 2025, chances are you've either heard whispers or watched it happen up close. Deportations are harsh, fast, and terrifying. In March, 137 Venezuelans were flown not to Caracas but to El Salvador. Why? Because of a deal that nobody voted on and few understood. Once they landed, they were taken straight to El Salvador's infamous mega-prison. And here's the gut punch, most of them weren't violent offenders. Many had no criminal records at all. Yet, they've been branded as gang affiliates, locked up indefinitely, and without a trial. One minute you're filing asylum paperwork, the next thing you know, you're gone. Number 6, Cuba. Imagine waking up to find your work permit void and your future shredded in a single government press release. For many Cubans in America, that nightmare became a reality in 2025. Over 530,000 Cubans, many who entered legally under Biden's humanitarian parole, had their protection revoked overnight by the Trump administration. Just like that, their legal status vanished. Take Heidi Sanchez, a Florida-based nursing aide and single mother of a U.S. citizen infant. She was ripped from her child and deported in late April, her baby left behind. Her life was shattered in minutes. In a shocking move, Trump's team used the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, yes, that ancient law, to deport at least one Cuban man not to Havana but to South Sudan. No legal precedent, just one of the oldest laws on the books resurrected to move people around the world like chess pieces. Number 5. China. Can you imagine being given 6 hours notice to pack your life, find a lawyer, say goodbye to your family, and disappear? For thousands of Chinese nationals in the US, that's no longer just a scary rumor. On June 3, ICE launched a charter flight carrying 122 Chinese nationals straight back to the People's Republic. The reason? Number 4. Myanmar. Ever heard of people being deported to countries they've never stepped foot in? That's exactly what's been quietly happening. In one jaw-dropping case, a Burmese migrant was deported to South Sudan because U.S. officials claimed Myanmar refused to take him back. Instead of delaying deportation or releasing the individuals, ICE has turned to something called third country removals, literally sending people to completely different nations. Number 3. Honduras. Would you take $1,000 to leave the U.S. willingly? That's the new offer many Hondurans are facing under the Biden to Trump policy pivot. It's called Project Homecoming, and it's all about voluntary self-deportation with a cash bonus. The idea sounds wild, but it's already happening. In May 2025, 38 Honduran nationals boarded a plane from Houston, each with a plane ticket and a $1,000 check. While it might seem generous, this is really about budget cuts and border. Number 2. Nigeria. Thought deportations were slowing down? Not quite. This time, it's not border crossers grabbing headlines. It's entire Nigerian communities in the U.S. suddenly under fire. From Atlanta to Houston to New York, Nigerians who've been living, working, and raising families for years are waking up to a terrifying new reality. As of late 2024, over 3,600 Nigerian nationals were slapped with final removal orders. Most weren't in detention, they were going about their daily lives until ICE began ramping up interior arrests. Number 1. Vietnam. This one hits differently. Vietnam wasn't even fully on board with U.S. deportation demands until recently. Thanks to quiet diplomatic pressure, think visa blacklists and looming trade penalties, Vietnam finally cracked in early 2025. The result was a surge in forced removals of Vietnamese immigrants, many of whom thought they were safe. Here's the kicker. Conclusion. Still think it's just about the bad guys? Think again. The truth is hard to watch, but it's happening right now. Deportations aren't loud like the wall, they're quiet, targeted, and rapidly accelerating, leaving thousands of immigrants watching their futures dissolve, one unannounced